not me, man. So then I made an Instagram, the real Maile Flanagan, and I never use it.
I never use it ever.
Happy St. Patrick's Day!
No!
Awesome. Thank you. I'm Maile.
Oh, it's
Pretty loud.
Miley.
Also use the mic.
Oh my god.
Is this one there? Hello. Oh, Jesus. Way too early for that, I'll tell you that much. Is it too loud? No?
No.
As loud as you want to be.
Oh, you have no idea. I've done 42 video games.
Yes.
Screaming, Rasengan! It certainly is too early for that, people. Don't ask me to do that again, because I'm not gonna. Maybe for a beer. Anyway, so most of you are probably Naruto fans, maybe.
Woo! I've seen 7 episodes.
Definitely sucks, yeah, I know. Dragon Ball Z sucks! Tweet the shit out of that. I looked around the room before I cursed, by the way. I think you've heard that word before, so. It doesn't suck, I don't watch it, I don't care. Thank you so much. All right, we're gonna start it off with someone doing an Irish accent. But you have to not be Irish.
I'm not Irish at all.
All right, come on up. Don't take too long. It's my panel. I don't care. You said you spoke in an Irish accent.
You want to do your Irish?
All right, what are you going to say? Tell us your name and where you're from.
All right, my name is Sebastian Cuellar. I'm from Odessa, Texas. And I've been doing my Irish accent for about 30 years now.
Boss, you're making a fool of
All
yourself.
accents.
All
I
right,
can also do kind of British.
let's hear it. We don't like the British today, by the way.
Definitely British.
Oh,
Definitely not.
I love the British. But
All right.
you know what you win? Instant Irish accent.
Please.
That's why they fly me here. Yeah.
Yes.
Good idea. Him, not so much. He's got too much energy. Heard bowls of Frosted Flakes this morning. I know. Lucky Charms, right?
Right.
Gotta get the siding.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I won an Emmy for doing an Irish accent. Thank you. I also lost an Emmy. To Eartha Kitt, whatever. Legend. Whoever. It's a lot more fun to win an Emmy than to not win the Emmy. Because that's a lot of time where you're sitting there not drinking. But if you know you're going to lose, you're like, I'll have some wine. It's free. Why not? But when you win, you can't have any wine. So you get up there and you have to talk, which I did. And 10 years before I won the Emmy for a show called Jakers, The Adventures of Pigglewings, which is super cute. It stars me and a guy named Mel Brooks, who is one of my idols. So that was awesome for me because I got to meet him. I think he thought I was the coffee girl, but that's okay. Because he didn't record with us that much. And Tara Strong, you guys probably know who that actress is.
I love her.
Yeah. She's not as good as me, but yeah, sure. Right? And Russi Taylor, who plays Minnie Mouse.
Sparkle.
And Charlie Adler, who's Cow and Chicken, both Cow and Chicken.
Oh, yeah.
And Pam Adlon, who's now super famous. She also played Bobby on King of the Hill. She'd always be like, Maile, tell me how to do an Irish accent. You can judge for yourself whether she did or not, but she's a good friend of mine, and about a month and a half ago, she's a superstar now. She's a producer. She has her show called Better Things, right? I should watch it. Anyway, Better Things, and she writes it, produces it. And about a month ago, I did a job where I did all of her growling and barking. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. 4 hours. Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's a living. So, what else have I done? A whole bunch of crap. Lab Rats for 5 years on Disney.
Yeah.
Thank you. Principal Perry.
Yes.
Disney paid me to be mean to children, which is awesome.
Why would you want to be paid to do?
Hey, pipe down. You got your time, buddy.
Right.
What else? Oh, I'm kind of recurring on the Loud House now.
Oh yeah.
All those are out. That's
yeah.
fun. There's a lot of chicks in that. Like 10 women in it, which is weird because it's usually a lot of dudes. Like me, playing a boy. What else am I on? Oh, I did another big thing I can't tell you about because I signed a lot of paperwork. Done a bunch of movies. Evan Almighty, Yes Man, Station Agent, Ice Age 3, Rango. I don't know. I have another movie coming up. I'm giving you my bio because I'm delaying because I want you to think of questions to ask me. So, does anyone have a question right away, right now? Don't be shy, because it's a long time. You'll just hear me babble on, and that's like torture. Yes? Oh, Jesus. You're leading with that?
That's not a starter question.
I have done 730 episodes. What's your favorite day of life? I don't know. It's been fun. No.
Oh my God.
It's been 14 years. To say that I have one favorite episode is a stretch. Plus, I can't remember that much. I'm old. But I like the Pain arc. I like the Jiraiya arc. I like the really emotional stuff. I like the first fight with Sasuke a lot. That's the thing. I should name what that is. What is it? I don't know. Does it have a name? What is it?
There's a stage in the Storm games, right? It has a name.
What is it called? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did I mention I drank? Okay. Not yet. Even though it's noon on St. Patrick's Day. So I have a lot of those moments. It's more of arcs and storylines. I've done Boruto. I am recording it now. I guess it was on last night, I don't know. It's on Saturday nights on Toonami, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before or after Naruto? Does anyone know? I've only seen an episode and a half, the first episode, and half of the second. And I've recorded about maybe 10 of them. I did 4 of them on Wednesday before I came here on Friday. So I don't know anything about Boruto, really. People ask me, and I'm like, I have no idea. You tell me. I don't read the manga, because there's not a lot of time, and I'm very busy. I teach voiceover in LA to some university kids, which is awesome. And, yeah, another question. Yes, sir. Mark, right? Was it Mark? No. Oh, that's your brother. I was close, though. Okay.
Whenever you signed on to do Naruto, did you expect it to be so big?
Oh, hell no. I went home and Googled it and I was like, what is this? I tell this story all the time. It's on YouTube now, so everybody knows what I say before I go to conventions. Hi, YouTube. Hi, you guys. I know you're going to post it. No, what happened, I tell this story all the time, but I went to a Sparks game, which is the lady basketball players in Los Angeles. And I kind of rock star parking because my friend gave me tickets. And so I parked, and it's right next to, where the Lakers play, and the Sparks and the Clippers, and right next to it is the convention center. So it was just the beginning of Naruto, kind of, and I was going into the basketball game, and I looked over to my right, and apparently it was Anime LA that weekend, which I didn't know. And there were 50 people posing in Naruto outfits, like for a picture. And I was like, hey, I'm not going to say that, you know. Like, who's that crazy old lady? So that's when I knew it was really big. And then when I went to Sydney, Australia, I signed about 12,000 autographs. And that's when I knew it was really, really big. And I was just in Puerto Rico 2 weekends ago. And apparently it's huge in Puerto Rico. Who knew? I did a convention in the mall. Pizza Hut was behind me, and the post office was in front of me. Kind of a weird thing to do in a mall, but they blocked it off, and it was packed. It was fun. Yeah, so it's gotten bigger and bigger instead of like most shows kind of decline, but then they moved it to, was it Hulu or Netflix? Hulu.
And
Hulu.
Netflix,
And I have a friend who's an actor whose day job is she answers phone calls for Hulu when people are looking for stuff or whatever. And the most asked for question is about Naruto and what episode and where to find it. So that's kind of cool. I thought that was kind of fun. What else? Question? Naruto?
I know you said you didn't know a lot about Boruto, but how do you feel about how they're treating his character in Boruto?
Treating whose character? Naruto's?
Naruto, yeah.
He's not a good father. Let's all admit that. Guy's got to make a living. I don't know. I don't know. I heard that it gets more intense and stuff like that. And I really do not know very much about it. I know from the movie, which I've never seen, by the way, because they screened it at a convention and I had a panel the same time. So I was like, wait, shouldn't I be in there watching the movie? And then nobody got me a copy, so I've never seen it, except for my stuff. I've only seen what I did in the Boruto movie. But I don't know. It'll be exciting to see what happens with that. Question?
How is it going back, voicing between the Naruto show and the Boruto show? Because I know it's kind of still going on right now.
It is going on, yeah. Well, Naruto's over. A month ago, we recorded our last episode.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it's very
So
sad.
how was it though, going back and forth between voicing for Naruto and Boruto?
The overlap was only a couple months. So it was, it wasn't that hard. There were a lot of flashbacks in some of the early Boruto episodes. So when I do the flashbacks, I have to re-record all that stuff. So for me, if they there was a flashback in Boruto to like one of the first Naruto episodes. And I was like, this is freaky, because I recorded it 14 years ago. And also he was little, like really, the ones where he's really little. And so that was weird. And also, like I would say the first 20 episodes, I kind of cringe because in any show you kind of discover your character as you go along. And if I could re-record the first 20 episodes of Naruto, I would in a heartbeat. Because you're just kind of learning, who it is and how they sound and how they, how they feel and all that stuff. So, yeah.
What's it like teaching other voiceover actors?
I love them. They're college kids that I teach. Well, I teach privately. I produce voiceover demos too, and teach private classes. It's great. I will say that, a lot of people think they can do voices, but it's really about acting. And so even students that I've had over the past 2 years, there are some that are actors and they're great actors, but they're not great at voiceover. You know what I mean? But they're fantastic musical theater actors or actors. So it doesn't always quite translate, When they cast all these huge movies, like I was in Ice Age 3, I just played and I was in Rango, but they had some random parts and stuff, not big parts. But sometimes they cast people who are great, who are household names. And some of the household names are really not very good at it. They're great on camera, but they shut down a little because when I teach my students, I say, all you're taught as an actor is for the camera, you bring it down. It's not like stage. You bring it down. And for voiceover, you bring it way up. So sometimes it's weird to kind of get young people to be way beyond their comfort zone. Because you can always take people down, but it's really hard to get them to, give it 150%, which is what I ask of them. So, more than you want to know, I'm sure. Boring. Yes?
Was there ever a character that you auditioned for that you didn't get that you really wanted?
Bart Simpson?
Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, because I'd be a billionaire. Oh yeah, really. I audition hundreds of times a year. One year I wrote down, each time I got an audition, I wrote a number next to it. I was counting. Now sometimes, for one video game, I auditioned for 19 different parts. I didn't get any of them, by the way, but 19 parts. So this includes all of it, and that year I had around 360 auditions, and I booked 11 jobs, which was a great year. Yeah. So I record in my closet. It's very glamorous, you guys. Very glamorous. I move the dirty close hamper out, put my computer on a stand, and I scream like a baby boy or something. I don't know, a bubble or a dog. I did actually just do a dog auditions the other day in my closet for about 40 minutes. Again, I can't tell you how glamorous my life is. Anyway, yeah, I auditioned for a ton of parts that I don't get. But I see, like the Super Bowl, okay, I'll tell you. I was on hold for 3 commercials that aired in the Super Bowl, and I didn't get them, and I was like, ah, it's torture, you know. But that goes with, you know, that's what you do. You get used to it. Yeah. Naruto. Yes.
How did you start into voice acting?
Well, I have this voice. It's a pack a day. No, I'm kidding. I don't swear. I really don't swear. I moved to Los Angeles and I was an on-camera actor, and I interviewed with my commercial agency, which just sends me out for commercials. I have 3 different agents and a manager, which is a lot of money. And they said, you have an interesting voice, take classes. And they said, my agent, Pat, who I'm still with, since 96 I've been with her. She moved agencies and I moved with her. She took me with her, thank goodness. And she said, go to this class, this class, this class, get your demo done by Sue Blue. Sue Blue is a famous director, actor in Los Angeles, and Sue Blue she was also the original voice of the voice of Snow White back in the day. And she then cast me in Men in Black and Jackie Chan the series, and that was within the same week. And I played an old lady and 2 boys, and those were my first jobs, and that's how I got started. Yeah, and then I eventually quit my day job. Thank God. No, I had good day jobs, but yeah.
So if you could tell your past self one thing to know as you're getting into
Stay thin. If I had to tell myself one thing to do,
yeah, as you're getting into voice acting to help yourself, what would you have told yourself?
move to LA earlier. As I moved when I was way too old, you know. But I'm happy with my choices. Yeah.
Yeah, whenever you started Naruto, was there any lingo or any of the moves or really anything at all that you needed to help with the actual pronunciation?
No, the language is always fun. There's, God, I'm trying to remember it. Not Shikamaru, but there's something, a name that I recorded, and I've been saying it the same way for 14 years. And this year, I had to go back and whoever's name it was, they said, you're pronouncing it wrong. And we always call our Japanese, the company Viz that owns it is in San Francisco. And we have contacts there that are Japanese. They speak Japanese. But with Japanese people, sometimes one Japanese person will say it's pronounced like this, and then the other person pronounces it kind of different. So, what the hell name was it? It was like, not Hinata, not a big character, but a small character. And I've been saying it the same way, and I was arguing with my now director, and I said, no, that's not how I say it. She said, oh no, they said you have to say it like this. I was like, well, for 700 episodes, I've said it a different way. But, so I just, had to re-record all that name over and over again. I wish I could remember, I should have written it down, but it was a minor kind of character. But, apparently someone, maybe the new Japanese person, decided that I needed to say it a different way. They gave me a song once in Naruto, and they didn't give me the tracks, and they didn't translate it, and it was all in Japanese. And they're like, okay, record it. And I was like, what? I don't speak Japanese. And I said, I can't possibly do this. I can't, someone has to do a guide track or something. And then it just went away. So whatever episode that is, if you guys know it, I think it aired.
Was it the counting song?
Yes! Oh my God, it was torture. I tried it and I was like, this is impossible. I mean, if you can lay it down, then I can do it. But I couldn't just do it on the fly,
Because they used the Japanese song
Yeah, because I was like, are you gonna translate? Like, what's happening? You know? So that was kind of interesting. Speaking of songs that, you know, have you seen the frog is wrong? You know that episode? And where I had to sing that song, it was in my head for like 2 months. I was going out of my mind. Singing is always weird when you have to sing in a cartoon. And I'm not a great singer, but I sing in character. Wink. But then you have people like Tara Strong, and she has like a Broadway voice, so it's always interesting. Somebody else. Yes.
So you're in the first few seasons of Grey's Anatomy. Why did you not continue into the other features?
They didn't hire me. It stopped. I don't know. I did 4 episodes, and I don't know. It was weird though, because one time I was a tech, then the next time I was drawing blood, then I was at a free clinic. I'm like, what does this person do? What degree does she have? I don't know. I took the paycheck and went home. I was like, all right, I'm out. No, they just, I don't know. I just kind of fell off the radar there.
How are the actors like when they're not on screen?
Awful. No, I'm kidding. What if that were true? It's not. I knew T.R. Knight, you know, when he was a little kid. In Minneapolis, I had a day job as a casting associate, and he would come in and audition for us for commercials. So that was weird, because then he became a huge star. Katherine Heigl's very nice, and Alan Pompeo's very nice. They work really, really, really long hours, like 18 hours a day, at least. And the crew, even longer. So I have a lot of respect for them. Anybody you see on those 1-hour dramas, I've done a lot of them. A lot of them have been canceled, but ones you've never heard of. But they all work, like, when I did Shameless, I did 6 episodes of that. I would get up and I have to be at work at 4:45 in the morning and get makeup and then go. So the difference between voiceover and on camera is that you don't have to go in for makeup at 4:30 in the morning. You know, you roll in around 9, whip off a couple lines, and then you're done. You go eat sushi and ramen.
How was it acting with the Lab Rats kids?
Oh, I love them all. They're fantastic. They're all going to be superstars. I do too. I miss the paycheck.
Excuse me, send it
I pay my mortgage. They're all on other shows now. They're very cool. TJ, you know, the little kid, Leo, he's like, this week, he's like, hi, Miley. I was like, who are you? He has 2 brothers that are also actors, and they all look exactly like him. His brother played young Chris Rock on the Chris Rock Show. Yeah. So they're a great family, and they're all actors. And Spencer, I don't know, he's doing some famous films. And Kelly Berglund, who played she was the girl. She has 2 series coming out this summer. They're not for kids, but 2 series. Somebody else.
What was your favorite line from Lab Rats?
I don't know. They had me on the microphone a lot in the school. One of my favorite scenes was, and I asked them to do it. I had an idea when we did the table read. You do a table read where you read it around the table, and I said I want to do this like Law and Order, like Criminal Intent, where Vincent D'Onofrio always does this. He's like, "Tell me," yeah. And I said, "Can you put like a spotlight on the kids?" And I just tortured them. And so I tried to do my best Mariska Hargitay. And I was like this. What do you do? And I did the whole scene like that. And if you look at that episode, the kids were laughing so hard, they barely got a take where they weren't laughing at me. Because I was in their face so hard. Like, I got as close as humanly possible without kissing another person. And then I talked, you know, how Mariska Hargitay does on this. I watch a lot of Law and Order. She talks real quiet. And then all of a sudden she's like, "You did it!" So I did that the entire time. Oh my God, I loved it. I'm gonna watch that again. Okay. Yes.
Do you have a favorite filler arc from Naruto?
Yeah, the ship, the boat. It's my favorite filler.
Yeah.
You said, "Oh no"? Get out. I love it because I'm an actor and I have a huge ego. and I got to play 7 versions of myself. Fantastic! I had 400 lines in that episode.
I remember I watched that episode on YouTube. It kind of confused me.
Good. Job done. Yes, ma'am.
How did you first started getting into anime? Like, what was your motive for voicing Naruto?
Money.
Well, besides money.
Money.
Fair
It's
enough.
a job. They offer you a role, you're like, yes, I'll take it. I'll do almost anything except for nudity, which I've done. Thank you.
Whoa.
I haven't. I've been in my underwear. No, I mean, as an actor, like I kind of do. I do theater, which in LA is generally for free. I've done it off Broadway and in Chicago, so that I made like a couple $100 a week, which isn't really enough to live on in Los Angeles. But you do it for art's sake. That's why I do theater. I'm doing another benefit this week where I played Danny Bonaducci in a show, which I've done for 15 years, and we've raised $500,000 for charity for homeless youth. So, but if they offer you a role, you generally take it. There are a couple jobs I've turned down because they were weird. One was for CSI. They asked me to audition for a part where I was to play, they do flashbacks where I was alive, but the first scene, I was a dead body, covered in cockroaches.
Oh
And
no.
I was like, hell no! I should have asked for a lot of money, and I still would have done it, but I am allergic to cockroaches, so I couldn't do it.
Yikes.
I'm allergic to cats, but they always cast me as a cat lady, so I just take a bunch of Benadryl, and I'm like, look at my eyes in those episodes, I'm like, ah! You've already had your turn, sir. Yes?
What was your favorite Naruto movie to film? Or is?
The Last. I love that movie. I thought it was the best one. I like the animation in it. I thought it was really on point. You haven't seen it? Oh, it's really good. When I did the first movie, anyone see the first, what was it called? Does anyone remember? I don't know. But the first Naruto movie, I was electrocuted. And I went by my agents, and she said, "How are you?" And I said, "I was electrocuted today." And she's like, "What? Should I call an ambulance?" I'm like, "Oh, no, just, cartoons." But it was very grueling because I had to scream in pain for hours and hours. If you try doing that for hours and hours, it's exhausting. Like you're just, at the end of the day, you're like, oh my God. But I love that scene in that movie, the first movie, whatever it's called. Somebody can look it up. What is it? No, The Land of Snow was like the second, I think. Or the third. It's the first one. It's a good movie. It's a really good movie.
Naruto's a movie?
Somebody else. Question?
Do you feel like film actors or actresses should go ahead and take vocal classes as well, just to have a full spectrum of?
No, but I mean, there are a lot of big movies that have some big names, and I think their performances aren't good. But there are also people that are big names who do performances that are outstanding, and they're mostly film actors. What you don't know is a lot of times we go in as voice actors and we do additional voices. So sometimes when you're listening to the Hulk, that's not all whoever is billed. There's 2 other guys doing all the screaming. So that's, kind of Hollywood's dirty little secret. And you get paid, but you don't get billed. You don't get your name on there. So there's a lot of weird stuff that happens like that. Or, for me, I've gone in and done, they'll do a film, and it'll take so long to do the production on it, that the boy on the film has gone through puberty and his voice has changed. So I have to mimic his voice. I listen to his voice, audition, and then I go in and have to pick up lines that they change. And I get paid, but I can't tell anybody what it is, and I can't, you don't see my name in the credits or anything like that. Yeah, and also toys. Sometimes you'll think it's Tom Hanks or something, and it's not. It's his brother, actually. Put that on YouTube. I'm fired. Okay. Yeah.
What's your favorite scene with them?
Favorite scene with him? Oh, the kissing one. God, there are so many. I do like that first fight a lot. I guess that's my favorite. I guess. I don't know. There's so many. You know. What's yours?
It would have to be the Jason. That was really fun.
Hey, there you go. Wait, I gotta get somebody else who hasn't asked a question yet. Anybody? Hasn't asked?